Earlier in the course, we previewed two tools for avoiding duplicated secrets: referencing and imports. Now let's use them. Referencing lets you compose one secret's value from other secrets. If you've used string interpolation in code, like template literals in JavaScript or f strings in Python, this is the same idea applied to secrets. When a base value changes, everything that depends on it updates automatically. Imports lets you pull an entire folder or environment's worth of secrets into another location as a live link. We'll start with referencing. So we have a database URL in our dev environment. Right now it's a hard-coded connection string, something like Postgres admin supersecret at localhost. That works, but think about what happens when the host changes or the password rotates. You'd have to go find every secret that embeds that value and update it by hand. That doesn't scale. The fix is to break this into component secrets and then compose the connection string using those components. So I'll create 4 new secrets here in dev. db host set to localhost, db port set to 5432, db user admin, and db password supersecret. These are our building blocks. Now let's wire them together. Click into database URL. I'm going to replace the hard-coded value with this: Postgres db user, db password, db host, and then db port. So the syntax is $ curly braces secret name. db user tells Infisical when someone fetches this secret, go look up the current value of db user and plug it here. And there it is. The dashboard shows the resolved value. It looks the same as before, but now if I update db host to something else, say dev-db.internal, and come back to database URL, the connection string would reflect the change automatically. I didn't touch database URL at all. That's the power of referencing. And references aren't limited to the same environment and folder. You can reach across environments using the environment slug as a prefix. So say I have a secret in prod called cdn domain. From staging, I could reference it as prod.cdn domain, environment slug dot secret key. And if the secret is inside a folder, you include the folder in the path. So prod.backend.stripe webhook URL. That reaches into the backend folder of the prod environment and then pulls the value of Stripe webhook URL. Here's a quick reference. Same environment, same folder, just use key. Different environment, root level, dev.key. Different environment inside a folder, prod.backend.key. And one thing to know before we move on: when Infisical resolves a reference, it checks that the client has read access to every secret in the chain. So if you reference a secret in prod from staging, the client fetching those secrets needs permission to read secrets from both environments. If you can't reach a base secret, the reference won't resolve. You'll get an error. And we'll set up those permissions when we get to access control later in the course. For now, just keep that in the back of your mind. So references are for composing individual values, but sometimes you need a whole set of secrets available in another folder or environment. Not one at a time, but all of them. And that's what secret imports are for. Here's a common scenario. Let's say I have configuration that multiple services need. Things like log level, app env, and default region. I'll create those at the root of dev. Now both my backend folder and any other service folder should be able to see these values without me duplicating them into each folder. So I'll navigate into backend, click the add secret dropdown, same arrow we use for folders, and I'll pick add import. It asks for an environment and a path. I'll select development and set the path to root, and then I'll hit create. Now a green import row appears at the top of the secrets list. And below it, I can see log level, app env, and default region, pulled in from the root. They're not duplicates, they're references to the originals. And to prove the link is live, I'll go back to the root and change log level from debug to info. Save. Now navigate back into backend. Log level already shows info. It just stays in sync automatically. That's the key difference from the replicate secrets flow that we used in the last video. Replicate is a one-time copy. The values are independent after that. An import is a live link and the source stays connected. If you add multiple imports into the same folder, order matters. Infisical uses a last one wins rule. If 2 imports contain a secret with the same key, the value from the bottommost import takes priority. You can drag the arrow handles on the left side to reorder them. And this pattern scales to more advanced setups too. Some teams create custom environments like prod core, prod US, and prod EU. The regional environments import shared config from prod core and then layer their own region-specific secrets on top. So that's referencing and imports. References let you compose a secret from other secrets. Same folder, different environment. Imports let you pull an entire set of secrets into a different folder or environment as a live, always in sync link. Between the two of them, you define a value once and it flows wherever you need it to go. Next up is tagging, comments, and personal overrides, the metadata layer that lets your team understand what each secret is for and lets developers customize their own setup.